If your health isn't so hot, it may be time to start improving your marriage. And that is because research shows a secure marriage actually helps to strengthen your physical health. And for more on that, we turn to Dr. Jessie Gill, marriage expert and the author of FacetoFace 7 Keys to a Secure Marriage. So it's a very interesting concept. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily think that their physical health is related to their marital health. How does that work?
Well, what we all want is to have a secure marriage. And a secure marriage has all kinds of health-inducing benefits. So when we talk about a secure marriage, that's a relationship where I know that no matter what comes up, I can turn to my spouse and I know that they're going to be there for me. So with that core, with that root foundation, knowing that I'm not alone, it becomes very easy on a daily basis to bring my emotional needs forward to my spouse and also my physical needs to my spouse. And so what happens is I'm getting well looked after because of that.
Okay, so you're talking about marriage where people basically feel safe. And then tell us a little more about how that translates to the physical aspects of life.
So when couples are secure in their marriage, they get into the regular habit of spending what I like to call face-to-face time together. That's the title of my book, FacetoFace 7 Keys to a Secure Marriage. So face-to-face means that we're spending regular time looking at each other, we're sharing emotionally, and married couples who are secure also do a lot of physical affection. And I'm not talking about just like a brief kiss on the cheek or a brief hug, lingering, touches, kisses, and of course making the love between them. And this helps release oxytocin in their brains and in their bloodstreams. And so this is some of what starts to generate some healthy effects when we talk about the physical touch.
So you're saying that just basically being physically affectionate can actually help your health.
When you are having those lingering periods of physical touch because you actually want to be with your spouse instead of like going into separate rooms in conflict, oxytocin is released. And oxytocin it's called the cuddle hormone. It's affectionately dubbed the cuddle hormone. But it has all these life-giving properties to us in marriage. Oxytocin helps us regulate our blood pressure better. It helps us improve our immune system functioning. It helps us even metabolize glucose better. And then emotionally, it makes our spouse look more attractive to us. So instead of getting desensitized to our oxytocin that's being released through the touch, we actually want more and more of the experience with our spouse. And it leaves a positive imprint. So we have this physical well-being, better blood pressure, better glucose metabolism, and emotionally this sense of well-being, like I want to be with my spouse. I want to be face-to-face.
Now, what about for couples who are in a conflict situation? Then what happens to all these benefits?
Conflict is a whole other animal there. Couples who are in conflict, it really boils down to one of them is like having separation anxiety. And so they're kind of flooding out and they're pursuing or protesting against the spouse that's kind of pulled away. That spouse is feeling flooded or criticized or overwhelmed, so they're further disengaging. And the couples get set up in these negative cycles of conflict. When you're in that, your body's going through the fight or flight response, and you're all jacked up on cortisol. Many people have heard of that. That's the stress hormone. Cortisol is actually lethal to you in prolonged doses, which can happen if you can't reach your spouse, if you can't reconnect. Prolonged cortisol jacks up blood pressure, impairs immune system functioning, contributes to inflammation, and it messes with our metabolism of glucose, translating into abdominal fat and, heart problems. So cortisol and negative cycles, this is bad news for couples.
So given that we know the basic positive scenario that we're striving for and the bad news, we want to avoid that, what takeaways do you have for couples who want to really increase and really have a secure marriage?
Yes. So if you want to have both a secure marriage and better health, I'm encouraging couples to really hone in on building your face-to-face connection. For some couples, that's not too big of a stretch. You're already kind of in the zone. And so I have keys in my book, The 7 Keys to a Secure Marriage, to talk about how to more directly express your needs, how to set up regular habits of face-to-face time together. For those high conflict couples or those couples that are just really sort of distant from each other now, FacetoFace 7 Keys to a Secure Marriage is specifically designed to help you turn that around, like transform those negative cycles of conflict into opportunities to connect with your spouse and and be face to face.
I'm hearing date night all over this.
Date night is a part of this, and regular touch and building the love, making the love between you and your spouse. It's heart healthy, it's beneficial, and it'll give you a fountain of health that you can draw from years and years to come.
All right, well, Dr. Jesse Gill, a lot of practical help for marriages here. Thanks so much.
Thank you.